And we're live. Apologies for the lateness. PC restarted. There's not much I can do. Quick improv show, people. People deluded. I'm back again. Please make sure you're smashing the like button. You're getting the creative juices flowing now. Arsenal have been linked with Anthony Elanga. It's nice to see a new name linked. That's not Gyokeres, Sesko, Nico Williams, Rodrygo, Rafael, yada, yada, yada. It seems like, sometimes the hottest loves have the coldest ends. Where you look at Sporting Lisbon, obviously, Gyokeres clearly has had ability. Brighton signed him. It didn't work out. He was at Coventry. But in terms of announcing himself to the wider public or the wider footballing community, Sporting Lisbon gave him a platform. I cannot talk because I don't know how Sporting fans would rate him, but he probably is a legend and he's done a lot of things. You would see that, we did hear rumblings yesterday. Big up to you lot that were here, that the Sporting Lisbon president or something was going to speak and that Gyokeres was going to speak publicly. So it seems like the hottest loves have the coldest ends and it's turning quite sour. Now, I don't know if Arsenal are going for Gyokeres, but you have that. We're going to get into it. Big up the Twitch gang as usual. I'd rather re-sign Marquinhos than buy Garnacho. I'm not going to lie. I'd rather Garnacho over Marquinhos. Kian, appreciate you. As Nathan has said, smash the like button. Big up my moderators and my members are like Hyper, Camster. I appreciate you. United Ultra, even though you got nothing to do with my football club, you're always here. So big up yourself. Elanga, hot and cold baller, not consistent enough for Arsenal. You're right, man, in the sense that, obviously when you're playing for the bigger teams, you're under the microscope. But I mean, you go back to the under-19 championships, which ironically is starting. I remember wherever it is on my YouTube channel, I did like a roundup of players that caught my eye. And Elanga was one of them playing for Sweden. That's actually how I knew he played for United. So he's doing all right. Sometimes you need to leave an environment to thrive in another, in which you're seeing with Elanga. If we were to sign Elanga, I don't see him as a game changer, a starter, a regular of sorts, if that makes sense. But obviously, the bar's on the floor because we don't have the biggest of squads. And it all depends on the price. Of course, I want to hear Nico Williams, this one, that one. But if we got Elanga and he's part of the squad, he's in the mix and he's trying to help us across a 38-game calendar, and obviously where the rest is concerned, I'm not against it. I don't really buy it. I don't doubt that, the bigger clubs are monitoring him, seeing his progress. They would have him. It wouldn't surprise me, though, in terms of the season he's had. He's been one of the standout guys for Forest. Have they qualified for Europe in some capacity? They have. You'd imagine he's in line for some sort of new contract or improved terms. Now, I guess it's the game. You always hear, this team wants that one, and the third. And, if you're a Nottingham Forest fan, everybody's got them. As an Arsenal fan, you always take every rumor with a pinch of salt. But naturally, anything around off the top of my head, Saliba, potentially, probably Bukayo Saka, it's gonna get your ears going. And it's the same with Newcastle, where you hear Isaac Gomares, Tonali. For Nottingham Forest, Morgan Gibbs-White, who a few weeks ago was linked to Arsenal, Manchester United and Manchester City. We were talking about Elanga. Murillo, I like the look of him. He reminds me of a rather raw and unpolished Gabriel Magalhaes, and I would love him. So yeah, always take these things with a pinch of salt, man. In talks with Sesko for 2 years. What a club. You are right in that, man. Big up yourself, Kay. Had a bad day yesterday. Caught cold. Went to wrong terminal for a flight. My luggage got flagged, so it arrived 2 days late. Ain't trusting no process. First things first, friendly Anaconda. We're stronger than our situations. You're still out here. My heart bleeds for you, speedy return. And that's shit, innit, where you're going to get a flight, man. So, yeah, I hear you with that, man. But hopefully everything's doing well and safe, man. Elanga couldn't handle pressure at United, and our fans at the best of times lack patience. So I don't know how that one would work, but nah, for me. I mean, you'd have to speak to a Nottingham Forest fan, but they're probably sitting there and they were probably ooming and ahhing. I don't think sorry, people. Let's get some timestamps going. Let's say general Arsenal thoughts. Let's leave it at that. Stay about 12 minutes. Sorry, folks. I'm always making sure. Big up the ones watching on the replay, but yeah, man, there's probably pressure everywhere. Sometimes, a lot can come fast for these young players. Obviously, I don't know how old Elanga is, but he's been on the scene for a while, so he's even young at United. Sometimes you need to leave environments to flourish. It's not the same, but Odegaard, you're from the moment he's kicked a ball in Norway, there's been bare hype around you and things like that. You've gone to Madrid, it didn't quite work out. You had a tough season, but you had a tough 6 months at Arsenal. Sometimes you're not ready for that, and you need to leave situations and get better. And obviously our good and bad experiences in football and in life, it makes us better. So he probably could handle it, man. Like I watch a lot of the footballers' content, and he seems like, again, I don't know him from nowhere, but obviously Elanga's doing well, but he seems like one of those where the pennies dropped, where, on the pitches, just a direct consequence of everything. You know, your nutrition, how you're eating, how you're training, how you're reviewing your own games. I think he'd be all right. And to be honest with you, I'm not to negate that, Nathan, because you're right. You play for a big team. There's better pressure. There's pressure on the manager. There's gonna be pressure on Sesko when he signs, if he signs, and probably Zubimendi because that's been drawn out. But then when you deep it, what is pressure to a footballer? Like, I know you lose, you know, end of the world, especially with social media. It's all mad now and whatnot. But really and truly, what is pressure? Because you're playing a game of football. You know, pressure's driving a well, would it be driving a plane? Flying a plane, I guess I'm looking for. Obviously, if you succumb to the pressure, you and your passengers are dead. Or if you're, you know, operating, like if you're a doctor and there's critical surgery and your hand slips, you cut the wrong artery, someone's dead. That's pressure. You're just playing a game of football. I know football means the world to us, but what's the worst that can happen? You miss a penalty, you have a bad game, you lose a game, you don't win a trophy, you're not dead. So it's a techie one, man. But I think he could handle pressure. Of course, I don't know him. What did Gyokeres do at age 19, 20? You'd have to speak to someone that was pre him then. Elanga is born in 2002. Damn, whenever I hear 2002, I just think of Brazil, if I'm honest. Pressure is knowing you got turfed. Pressure is knowing you got turfed at the gym by a fat thing trying to better herself. Damn. That's an indirect to someone. I'm not going to say no names. Are you concerned that we're moving slowly in the transfer window? All the top tier players we should be signing would move to other teams. We're shopping in the same pool with other teams. Yes and no, because I'm well aware that, you know, whether the signings work out or not, and I can criticize them. But for all my criticisms of Berta, potentially of Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, I'd be amazed if they're not dotting I's and crossing T's and doing things in the back burners. That being said, when you're seeing what Liverpool are spending on Verts, when you're seeing what City have done in the last two transfer windows, when you're seeing the rumblings elsewhere, when you're frustrated with us not getting over the line, and really the summer that we need to have now, we should have had to a degree last summer, I can understand it. And also, even if I was urging patience and just being calm, last summer, because that was the talk, and then you saw what we were scrambling around with on deadline day. So I can't say that we're moving slowly, because it's very different if I was coming here with an informed opinion. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm a fly on the wall at London Coley. But naturally, you're seeing teams below us make movements. You're seeing things. So we need to do what needs to be done. And again, the frustration is spilling over for the fans because of the last season or seasons. I think Mikel Arteta has either bigged up himself or dug his own grave. I know there'll be some apologists that will blame everyone but him, but he went from being very diplomatic about signings and the typical manager replies. He was quite critical into the sense of, I think he's sticking it on those above him. He kept saying, yeah, when he started off saying, yeah, we'd always want to improve. Then he's saying it's a question for the board. Burton's coming in is going to change our world. I get goosebumps, excitingness. And you've seen all of it. If you don't believe me, just go and listen in any of his press conferences towards the end of the season. So they have to deliver. I'm at the point, just show me. Just show me. Don't tell me, good or bad. Just show me. Is what it is. I don't know if you talked about Zubimendi, but how are we feeling about him? Personally, I think it's good for depth, but other than that, I don't know. Keen to see if Zubimendi is going to be the starter, or if it's going to be Partey, or Partey is going to go into rotation role. I don't know for winning titles, but I'm actually excited by Sesko. I've said before, I would have liked Gyokeres purely because his stats are undeniable. It's something different towards what Arsenal would do. And he's 26, turning 27. What you see is what you get. And again, negatively, you know the connotations around Sesko. But I'm quite bullish around Sesko signing. I'm actually quite happy about Zubimendi, of what he could become for the football club, how he plays that 6 role, how probably more stood out to the casual fan for Spain and whatnot. Big fan of his, and it's assuming it happens, you get over the line. It's been like 2 years now, really. That's one thing that's annoying. Arsenal's transfers are always drama. They're always just as a neutral fan, they're always, without being an expert, they're always dragged out sagas. We start hearing about things we don't need to hear. There's hijacks. We never just wake up and movements are being made. That's where my fan cap is on, because you look at City, like they've had a poor season. Reacted in January, reacted now. Rangers, we all like him as a 8. Cherky, Bobby Dazzler, quality. Who else they got? Fair enough. Scott Carson, I'm exaggerating, but Scott Carson leaves the club. They get in a third choice. It's just business. It's just streamlined essentially, man. So that's the kind of stuff we need to do. We can't even get a little Albert Malero or something. Why are we looking at Garnacho and Elanga? Big up yourself, Aaron DJ. I thought Berta was here to stop transfer drama. You'd be naive if you expect one man to change everything, innit? Really and truly. And what drama it's the belly of the beast. What drama can a man change? Again, this is why I'm kind of careful of what I say, because I don't know what's going on the back burners. But what is Berta meant to change, really? Like, what is he meant to change? He can't handle. He can't control speculation. The one thing I would say with Berta is get us some sales, obviously bring players in, and the ability to pivot as well, man, because you don't want to. We have been in that trap of, oh yeah, we want this player and that player doesn't sign. Now there's no other options. The ability to pivot, really. You lot's just stressing yourselves. DG, no Elanga, no thank you. Most transfer rumors are public. They are prolonged too long. And again, the rumors and actually what's going on, they're very different things, essentially. What's the point of him then? Aaron, that's naive, man. Like, that's naive. He's clearly we needed someone to replace Edu. We got an experienced man now. Obviously, his job role is sporting director. We just need to type in on Google what a sporting director does. There we have it, innit? Essentially. Ryan just signed for Man City, lock off everything. Calm down, man. Calm down. Arsenal will melt down today. Napan to City. David Ornstein tweet. Boy, I mean, he was linked to Villa on one hand, then he was linked to City and Arsenal in January. It is what it is. I'm sure he's a very talented lad, and I'm not against signing players. I'm not against signing players for the future and all of that kind of jazz and whatnot, but we need players for right now. Napan, I guess I'm looking at it now. It's a great market opportunity for them. Obviously, if he's got the potential to break in at City, great. If not, he's sold at a profit. We all know he's going to rock up at Girona. We all know we ain't going to, we're going to be here all day talking about that kind of pyramid. To be honest with you, it's a complete side note, but that's where I feel the next step is for Arsenal. Of course, I'm exaggerating, and to be fair, Berta or Arteta can't change it, but I think we need to look at the multi-club structure. I'm not saying it has to be like City's or like Chelsea's, but you remember when remember when Wenger was getting in those players, from Ivory Coast via part them off in Belgium, you get a work permit, you're in England. If not, you move on. That's the next step, man, because again, if we're not going to be dropping 100 odd million on a player, then again, we need to sell better, and the academy has to be a gold mine in that regards, man. So it's techie, man. It's techie, man. What's he clearly doing, though? Aaron, I can't answer that. I'm not here. I'm here with you, bro. This is why I said I need to be a fly on the wall. Let's not be naive. Clearly, whether it works or not, Berta's a sporting director. His remit is to get things over the line. Assuming the Zubimendi thing genuinely happens in July, you'd imagine the bulk of the work's been done. His job is to dot I's and cross T's. Gabriel Magalhaes has signed a new deal, so he's clearly working on that. We know what a sporting director does. Like, let's not be silly, Aaron, man. Big up, Aaron. Make sure you're following. We could do the angry thing or whatnot, but let's not be dumb. Like, one, we don't know if he might be right. He might not be doing a damn thing. Or he might be. We don't know. I'm not a fly on the wall. I don't work for Arsenal. I'm here with you. Like, I understand the frustrations. But whether we get the signings that we all like or not, I think it's quite silly to assume that we're not trying to get Sesko over the line or having an ability to pivot with Gyokeres. We're not doing what needs to be done in terms of contracts and the rest of it, essentially. So we'll have to see. And you know what? I feel sorry for Berta because it seems like he's got multiple plates in his hand. It all depends where you read, because 1 minute Partey's staying, then he's not. You got the Trossard stuff, obviously the Miles Lewis Skellies, the Wanyeris, the Sakas, the Salibas, new contracts for those. Obviously, Kepa. Again, I know people don't want to hear it, but we need a backup keeper. That's clearly something he's doing. So work is clearly being done. Whether the work's good enough, whether the players are here, whether we're going to be gassed and think, raw, we got the depth and the starting 11 quality we need. That's where the question is. But I think it's naive if we just think Berta's just sitting there with his hands in his lap, really. I hope it's the calm before the storm, because as I said, boy, Mikel Arteta, the Wolves are coming for you this season and you need to get over the line. And you ain't helped yourself because, again, you was very bullish. And as I said, fans are looking for hope. Fans are looking for inspiration. Fans are frustrated because of, let's be honest, we missed the boat in the last 2 transfer windows. I don't know. Am I more peed off in the summer? Last summer, or am I more peed off in January? I really don't know. I mean, in life, there's a saying, you start as you mean to go on, right? When it's all said and done, and of course, it's not just one reason as to why Arsenal's season effed up. There's multiple layers. But if we use that saying as a remit, did we start? Did we have the summer we needed going into the season and how it all panned out? No, clearly. January, I would say January for me, because I know it's difficult to get deals done and January is a different beast and there's no players on the market and all of that stuff. I can comprehend that and hear that. But to do nothing, to be offered Ollie Watkins, which people forget, to be offered Ollie Watkins, to be reactive in that January period anyways. Because if you remember rightly, it weren't Bukayo Saka's injury that made everyone think, oh, we need to act. It was Gabriel Jesus. And again, we were offered Ollie Watkins because Aston Villa Clearly, the Duran thing was going to happen, but they would have probably preferred to get rid of Watkins. We didn't go searching for it. So that told me all I needed to know about the people. For all as much criticism as I got for Arteta and the players, told me everything I needed to know. Because if those that run the football club, like proper run the football club, was serious, and I always give the example. Let's assume Mikel Arteta was silly and said, "I don't need a signing in January." If you're Cronky or whoever, you're saying, "Nah, bro, this ain't sustainable. Like, we're gonna run these players into the ground." So I think January, well, the summer, I think Arteta and Eddie effed it up. If I'm honest, with the little pennies they had available, didn't do what needed to be done. I'm looking at everyone in January, and to be fair, Arteta was begging for signings, but boy, it is what it is. The club can't mess this up. They can't afford to mess this up, man. So it is what it is, man. So far, I haven't seen a single thing to suggest he's came in and changed things. All our rivals getting their targets. We're peeing about yet again. It's early days, man. We're just gonna have to wait and see. And to be fair, he's joined in March. How much are you gonna change in June? But he clearly believed he could do what needs to be done. It's just like with Mikel Arteta. I don't want to hear about, the Cronkies are not backing him, which again, you can say they aren't on one hand, you can say they are on another. I don't want to hear none of that, because Arteta, you was a player at Arsenal. There was players here before you that questioned the ownership and the direction. You played for Arsenal. So again, similar to how the players must have felt about January, you've probably got direct playing experiences or similar playing experiences at this club. But if you didn't, cool, you became the manager. You know your bosses when you meet them. But if I be naive and say they didn't know how the Cronkies work, once you've signed that new deal, it's redundant, regardless of how Arsenal, people say he spent 700 million, and then some people say that's baby food compared to what other teams are doing. The owners ain't got ambition. You've got us to a point where we're flirting, and it's genuine conversations as to why we're not getting over the line. You've signed a new deal, so you believe you signing that 15 million a year contract, which must be nice. That tells me you believe, regardless of what people have to say about the outside noise, you genuinely believe within whatever context is of the club and how they operate, you believe you can get to Arsenal to where they need to be. Go and prove it. Because that's what the club needs to do, full stop, man. Like, there's been too much lip service. Just prove us. Just prove it to us now. If you want to win a title, go out there and do it. If you want to sign a striker, go out there and do it. I don't want to hear any form of talking, if I'm honest. I'm going to judge Berta by how much he sells these scrubs for. To be fair, Tavares gone. Marquinhos gone. Boy, Zinchenko linked with AC Milan. It is easier said than done. Obviously, Arteta is controlling the transfers in, so I'm going to call him by that. I need them to fit to butt heads, man, if I'm honest with you. I thought Sesko and Zubimendi are long-term targets with groundwork for done. What with the addition of him, are other clubs getting fresh deals done first, and we still haven't done them. Boy, must sign Gyokeres, but if we can't get him, then what about Mitrovic or Jarabal, Alvarez, Osimhen? So many options out there to sign a striker. I would like us to explore the Osimhen thing, but so many guys and teams better get linked with Osimhen. It just seems like it's so obvious. Why has nobody done it? And I want Osimhen. Probably, maybe they say it's too expensive. Mitrovic is over there in Saudi, doesn't want to give up that pay packet. Wouldn't be a long-term solution, but would be decent in our squad. As Yarabal, I think he's played in 5 finals and scored in 5, so he is clutch. Not really convinced. He would add something, of course. Alvarez, forget about it. Atletico Madrid are not selling him, so yeah. Tranquillo, man. Transfer window reporting is crazy. It is. Arsenal seem to move forward slowly, and I can't say it's actually money. It's all about dotting all the I's and crossing the T's, but that should have been done before the season ended. But big up yourself, man. City are moving mad. I think City are winning the league, not even because of the signings. I just have it in my mind. Pep is that this season must have been a humbler for Pep in his personal life, let alone professional. And it feels like they need to recharge. So I've got City as first, Liverpool second. That places us at third. Champions League go the way. I can't say I'm optimistic. So then I wonder where that leaves everything. But if I'm honest with you lot, but give me a sec. We'll share my screen, people, and we'll get into it. Or at 4 p.m., I'm going to be here with Kenny Ken and DJB. So make sure you're here if you're around, people. But yeah, let's get into things. I mean, I've got small hope for Gyokeres. I know it's not happening. We're playing catch up now. I think we're playing catch up. We're playing catch up on ourselves, what we should have done last summer. I wouldn't say we're necessarily playing catch up in the transfer market. I understand the frustration just seeing other people do movements. I just hope it's the calm before the storm. I just hope there's a calmness, and this is where you wish you was a fly on the wall. Because if Berta told me, yo, Nico Williams is landing, Rodrygo is landing, this one's happening, that one's happening, it'd be cool. But to us as fans, with the frustration, boy, they're going to have to show and prove. Let me actually make sure everything is here as well. Okay, let's go. Sporting president Federico Varandas I guarantee you that Viktor Gyokeres won't leave for 60 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons, because I didn't promise him that. This game his agent is playing is only making the situation worse. Now, you see what I tell you lot about gentlemen's agreements on the best of days, let alone in business, because what is all, whether you support Arsenal, Man United, whoever is linked with Gyokeres, there's too many clubs to count. What have we heard? Last summer, there was interest from him to go away. Arsenal were looking at him as well as everyone else, and he had a gentleman's agreement. You see why gentleman's agreement ain't got nothing in no place in business. I's need to be dotted, T's need to be crossed. It needs to be cold-hearted evidence. I can't blame. It's bad mind, but I can't blame Sporting Lisbon. You know, you've probably for about 2 years now, you've known you're gonna have to sell Gyokeres, so you've probably got your replacement. There's probably other things you want to do in your squad. You probably wouldn't mind keeping him. The striker market is dead, really and truly. You're scratching your hands for 10 world-class or top-class or good strikers. You know, I'm only 30, but in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was trying to sound smart with these words, but a plethora of strikers, yeah, where you had your tier ones, your tier twos, your tier threes, like everybody had them. The striker market is dead. So you've got one that's essentially like Bitcoin, isn't it? So you're going to want the highest price. And British teams, it's all like, you look at the money the Prem is making and everyone else. It's like me going to Portugal and trying to buy something from a local corner shop. Me and a native to Portugal are going to get charged two very different prices, isn't it? So I can't blame them from a business point of view. For Gyokeres, obviously, is bad mind, isn't it? Because you've probably acted in good faith. It's turning sour. Maybe there's frustrations from both sides. Maybe Gyokeres and his agent think, you know what, we tried to do the gentleman's thing. This is the only way. It's turning sour. I want to kick up a bit of a fuss now and keep it moving. I don't know, but Gyokeres has El Hilal interest allegedly. We all know Sesko's probably the one we get, but Arsenal's still there. Chelsea every now and again are linked with him. United are probably the most aggressive, and I said in the season I think he's ending up there because Amarin's there. Have I said Napoli? He's been linked with Napoli. He's actually today being linked with Juventus as well. So for a variety of reasons, good clubs, man. I reckon he wants to try in the Premier League because he never got a chance. He lived in England. He never got a chance, innit? He never got a chance. Rio Ferdinand don't seem to rate Gyokeres, which is an interesting one. Gyokeres has told Sporting he will never play for them again. The player is ready to go on strike and will not return for pre-season. The relationship between the club and the player is broken. Man United and Arsenal remain interested. Man United are willing to front up 70 million for Gyokeres. Sporting are demanding 80 million. This is in euros. Sesko hugely frustrated by issue jeopardizing Arsenal transfer, with Leipzig star worried by Gyokeres. Benjamin Sesko, smash the like button, mods. Let's make sure we're getting that in. Benjamin Sesko is worried by Arsenal's interest in Gyokeres as RB Leipzig continue to make a deal difficult, according to reports. The Gunners have already got a deal for Real Sociedad midfielder done and signed. I have no doubt that is signed. But that's where I'm with Aaron. Big up Aaron, because I'm just a fan. If we were flies on the wall and you told us it's done, then it's done. But I need to see shirts. I need you to be saying, I grew up watching Cesc Fabregas. I like the Spanish influence that's going on. You know, I need to see game shows on Arsenal.com. Can you name all the Spanish players that have played for Arsenal? Can you name some people off the top of my head? Cesc, because you can tell I'm not cheating. Cesc Fabregas, Reyes, R.I.P. Ignacy Miguel, don't ask me why I thought of that. Fran Marino, don't know why I thought of that. David Raya, don't know why. Well, I do know why. David Raya, Mikel Marino, Zubimendi, Asterix. Is there any more Spanish players? There must be 1-2 more Spanish players. Pablo Mari? I swear he's Spanish, but he played in Brazil. Pablo Mari, I think he's Spanish. I could be wrong. I'm sure Pablo Mari is Spanish. Denis Suarez. Una Emery just as a manager. Mikel Arteta. Santi Cazorla. Can't forget him. Sorry, Santi. You should have been the first name I said. Fuck, there's more, man. Anyways, that's a little brain teaser for you lot, people. Let me know. But yeah, they're saying Zubimendi's done. And their big transfer targets are reportedly a new centre forward and winger, with Arsenal quite far down the road on a deal for Leipzig striker Sesko. And again, agreeing with Aaron, yeah. Again, I'm no transfer expert, and I know there's a lot of moving parts, but if you wanted him last summer, you had to have done your due diligence the summer or the summers before. Like, he's someone everyone's known about. So in terms of knowing about the player's personality, anything can change, but personal terms, knowing about his personality, how he ties into the team, where he is in the short term, how he helps us in the medium term, how he helps us in the long term. All of this is kind of redundant. Like, if I'm honest, I just want to see bids agreed, medicals, keep it moving, but hasn't been done. The 22-year-old contributed 21 goals and 5 assists in all comps last season, as Leipzig could only finish 7th in the Bundesliga table. Now Sesko is reportedly ready to test himself away from the German club. Florian Plettenberg insisted on Sunday he's totally convinced Sesko will play for Arsenal next season. There was rumours of Saudi interest. You know, I mean, generational wealth. You've only got one career to live in. You know, I know footballers, you want to win trophies, you want to reach your potential, you want to do all those things, but it is a job. You need to be thinking about money. 2 clubs from Saudi Arabia are pushing to sign Sesko. However, his preference is clear. He wants to stay in Europe. Arsenal and Sesko are working on details to reach an agreement. Leipzig, stop playing hardball, man. So, yeah, it is what it is. Apparently, the Slovenian head coach said, Sesko in Saudi Arabia, I would advise him to never go there, at least not at his age. But it's very different if you're 33 rather than 22. This is a great recognition. These are clubs that mean a lot. It's not that I underestimate the Saudi Pro League. On the contrary, I worked there at El Ittihad, forgive me. And the club is still a part of me. I also watch the league regularly. A liar, man. I ain't not watching Saudi League on a regular basis. But the time will come for Benjamin for that. I'm convinced that Benjamin himself and the people who care for him will be smart enough to make the right decision. I mean, you stayed at Leipzig when you could have signed for us this last summer. That means going somewhere where he can play football, because that's the only way he can be happy. TBR's revealed allegedly Sesko is hugely frustrated at Leipzig as the Bundesliga outfit are standing firm on their evaluation, with the Slovenian international believing there was an agreement in place ahead of this summer, albeit a verbal or gentleman's one. You see what I'm saying about these verbal and gentleman's agreements? You see what I'm saying? A promise is a comfort to an idiot. I'm not going to lie. It needs to be in cold-hearted writing, which, ironically, going back to Gyokeres, your release clause is the gentleman's agreement of whatever fee isn't, which does correlate. Maybe that's why there's no movement, because you have seen reports that people in the industry think Gyokeres is slightly overvalued, nothing to do with his ability. Maybe, you know, it seems like it makes more sense in that regards, and Leipzig are playing more are playing ball a lot more than Sporting. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I'm happy with either striker. I want Gyokeres, but I can't imagine. There's a lot of crying over Sesko, if I'm honest with you, and some people are damn right liars. I'm not saying I hope he's a success. I'm not saying you should be overly excited by this, but when I hear it's another Kai Havertz, it's not, though, is it? You're not watching the guy. The only thing that Havertz and Sesko have in common is the skin tone that they both have and the fact that they're 6 foot plus. Like, what's going on? But anyways, Sesko's reps believe they had an agreement to move for less than 70 million euros, which equates to about 59 million. But the German club are now insisting on an overall deal worth 80 million, which is 67 million. And the player believes that is not what he was previously told. That has left Arsenal reluctant to meet Leipzig's valuation with Sesko, now worried about the Gunners' interest in Gyokeres. So, boy, if you think Gyokeres, if we can't get something over Sesko, we can't get something with Gyokeres. Nico Williams is too expensive. We're going to Rodrygo, but he ain't leaving. I don't want to see articles about we tried for all of these guys and ended up with Marquinhos. Make sure you get over the line. And I feel we've got the added quality to that starting 11 and the depth. And even if you don't, you don't have to hold that. Make sure in the summer of 2026, there is a parade of some degree at Arsenal. Big up the ladies who won the champs. They understand the assignment, or better yet, understood it. And that has left, on the topic of the women, apparently all their home games will be at the Emirates, which is good for the game. And that has left Arsenal reluctant to meet Leipzig's valuation. Oh, sorry, we went over that. It would not require a major change of direction for Arsenal to turn their attention fully towards Gyokeres, with their interest in the Sweden international a major concern for Sesko. And again, all of that could be worse. It could just be creative journalism, people. Apparently, Gyokeres is ready to go on strike. We've heard that before. His release clause currently stands at 84 million. Arsenal and Man United are said to be leading the race for the 27-year-old Swede. Prior to the campaign just gone, he was understood to have reached a gentleman's agreement with the Portuguese champions over a reduced asking price. See these gentlemen's agreements. Following positive discussions regarding his sale, he was assured he would be able to leave, I'm going to say, Sporting this summer if a club met 60 million euros, 51 plus 10 million euros, 8 million in add-ons, in which their president just squashed that, people. Apparently, the board have made a U-turn and are now seeking a fee in the region of 67 million pounds, which is 80 million euros, which is said to have obviously made Gyokeres angry, and he's planning to go on strike. Don't say you're gonna go on strike and not do it. No one likes a bluffer. If you're gonna brandish it, use it. The striker is understood to be frustrated with the president after discovering the news and has now told the club bosses he will never pull the Sporting shirt on again. Gyokeres has already removed any reference to Sporting on his Instagram account, Bedina, having also got rid of any mention of Sweden and Nike. What has Nike and Sweden got to do with it? He's got 3 years left on his deal, people. So at some point, you're going to have to return, people. You're going to have to. What's this? The club where his football journey began, but refused to give away anything. That's all I can say. And today I'm here. Above all, salute this tribute that was paid to me. That's all. I'm on vacation. I'm not here to talk about it. And we've seen everything, even down to his uncle and girlfriend saying they want to stay in Portugal. So this isn't going to be resolved anytime soon. And it does seem like it's turning ugly. United apparently have made initial contact. And to be fair, if they get Gyokeres, Cunha, and Mbuemo, obviously that doesn't necessarily correlate to anything, but sure is a step in the right direction now, isn't it? And then you look at City in the last 6 months. Yeah, you can say all the charges and the money they're spending, and I hear it, do all of that. But at the end of the day, they're doing what needs to be done. And you look at a couple of these guys, we should have got Cherky. We should have. The skill set of Rangers wouldn't go and miss Marmoush. We need Marmoush. We needed and need them kind of man more than City needed him. They're the kind of signings we should be making. Forget January before that. Them kind of ones that are there for everyone at Frankfurt. Obviously, City have, if you're talking with him in January, that there must have been rumblings going on prior. I ain't seen Nico Gonzalez. Kuznetsov looks all right now. Victor Rice, we tried. Again, the trying thing doesn't go far. And again, to add fuel to the fire, Liverpool have put their money where their mouth is. Similar to, the only difference was us and Liverpool, beyond the obvious, is they won the Prem. But if you're a Liverpool fan or your onslaught, you should be pissed off at the people above you, really and truly. In last summer, you gave me a half-fit Chiesa. They owe it to the fans to have the market like us, what they should have had last year, and Vert step in the right direction. Whether Frimpong is a suitable replacement for Trent, end of the day, one fullback left, one fullback's coming in. I feel like they've done something else. So, yeah, people getting a move on. It's not how you start, it's where you finish, but you want to hear our club doing this as well, if I'm honest, because we need to be moving like this as well, man. It seems like everyone's doing movements but us. We're doing this in silent stuff. So it is what it is. Once again, Gyokeres is ready to go on strike. But hey, make sure don't just talk, man. Don't just talk. For what it's worth, again, Sesko's preference is to remain in Europe. Apparently, we've held talks with Leipzig. The German club are hoping to secure 70 million and are willing to part with their star striker after failing to qualify for the Champions League. Sesko's stance is a boost for Arsenal if they choose to formalize their interest with an official bid, while it will also please the striker's manager at international level. That's great. So, yeah, nothing's really changing in that regard. We've looked at Ollie Watkins. We're linked with Gyokeres. Sesko seems to be the one we're putting our hat on. Fabio Vieira has flown with Porto for the Club World Cup. We know his days are numbered at Arsenal. Does that mean there's a potential another loan spell at Porto? Is there going to be something? I don't know for him, because I would say Nelson. I think Nelson's gone, but Fabio Vieira and Reece Nelson, it's not that you don't need to go. You are two players, or one of the two. I can just see you lot, if you keep quiet, train well, don't make a scene, I can see you lot still being here in September. Clearly, at 25 years of age, Vieira needs to go in it. He's hardly pulled up any trees at Porto. Had some good moments, had some bad moments, but he's not making enough noise. And at 25 years of age, it's a myth, man. It ain't worked out. Wish you all the best. Berta's not sleeping a wink, because there's a lot of stuff that you need to do. Apparently, Arteta is in love with Rodrygo. The coach carefully studied Rodrygo, and he's totally certain that Rodrygo would be a superstar at Arsenal playing on the left wing. Arteta really, really wants Arsenal to sign Rodrygo this summer. That's great. We want you to sign players. Apparently, Xabi Alonso has this starting 11 in mind for next season. Bearing in mind, you need a squad. A team like Madrid's going to go deep in all the competitions. Courtois, Trent / Militao, Rudiger, Howson, Carasas, Tchouaméni, Valverde, Moston, Tonito, I can't say his name, but he's cold at River Plate, Bellingham, Mbappe, and Vinicius. That don't say Rodrygo, people. Competition is always going to happen. Apparently, Rodrygo is convinced that Xabi Alonso's arrival will open many new opportunities for him, helping him regain importance at Real Madrid. And he's happy under Xabi Alonso's orders. To be fair, from a coaching's point of view, I actually think Rodrygo is more like, because let's be honest, like, it's a coaching element. As much as I hate that football's become this, you got to be able to run, do all that stuff off the ball. Not saying Vinicius isn't, not saying Mbappe isn't, and I don't know Rodrygo, but it seems like he's more, even when I'm watching the Madrid clips, he's more on listening to what you're saying rather than I'm just a good player, give me the ball, I do whatever. And a new manager, you might have been damaged goods under Carlo Ancelotti, which you wasn't. Jabi Alonso might say you're the best thing since sliced bread. And I keep saying this. If I'm Jabi Alonso, I'm lying to Rodrygo. Yeah, I'm gonna use you, bro. You're gonna play, bro. He clearly don't really want to go leave Real Madrid. He's just a bit insecure. He wants a bit of positive reinforcement. The only thing that's going to change this is if he says no, I'm leaving, or Real Madrid are still selling you. And we hear all sorts of rumors. Arsenal are the only team going for him in the Prem. Everyone in the Prem is looking at him. They want to sell to buy. They want to give him a new contract. He has to have a conversation with Xabi Alonso. It's all great. We'd love Rodrygo. It's a myth though, man. Some of the doubts over his future seem to have disappeared with the arrival of Xabi. The player is determined to succeed under the new coach and tell that he has a place at Real Madrid. Okay. Imagine this was the summer though. Rodrygo, Sesko, Zubimendi, Kepa. I feel we've addressed areas for 206 million. I don't want to sound greedy and I'm a bit of a hypocrite because we've addressed areas, but I still wouldn't look at that and think, bro, like we're winning the league. And I don't know what's missing. It's like, all right, cool. You got a couple more tools at your disposal. Sesko's preference, once again, is to remain in Europe. Again, Ollie Watkins' move is unlikely, but not completely ruled out. Berta is studying a number of targets and the finances involved in each. Gyokeres among those targets. See, Aaron, he's doing his homework, man. Just cool, Doug. Sesko wants to go to Arsenal and is energized by the prospect. With personal terms seen as no issue. The primary issue right now is between the clubs. Leipzig are currently holding firm on receiving his release clause, now understood to exceed 65 million. Happy birthday, Kai Havertz, mate, who apparently still going to go into the season being our first choice forward. One player we won't be linked with anymore is Leroy Sané. He's probably, would you say he shocked the world of football? He's formally confirmed. Well, it's looking like he's confirming a move over there to go to Turkey and play for Galatasaray. Ornstein has also spoken about him. I think James Bain said this guy's going to get paid the equivalent of, what was it? I think it was £475,000 a week. So yeah, if you don't get Nico Williams because he's expensive, Leao don't go nowhere, Rodrygo don't go anywhere, Sesko or Gyokeres don't sign for us, you don't get what could have been an option in Sane. But hey, I don't know where Arsenal go with that one. Athletic Club are in talks over extending the contract of Williams and will offer him a huge pay rise to convince him to reject the likes of Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Chelsea. People. Garnacho's agents have spoken to Arsenal to confirm his situation. Chelsea and Atletico Madrid are leading the race. Any takers? I mean, I think I released a video this morning. They're saying 70 million for him. Any takers? Zubimendi's transfer to Arsenal is regarded by the club as being done and signed, and the player is expected to link up with the squad for the start of pre-season. Real Madrid liked Zubimendi, but did not pursue or actively work on recruiting him. Now, I must admit, Ornstein and your people, them at the Athletic, I know what's going to happen with Zubimendi. You've told us on one hand that Real Madrid like him, didn't pursue it. They're going to speak about how much we wanted Zubimendi and how much Arteta was in love, and there was meetings and Real Madrid turned his head and the mighty Arsenal said, no, I know how these things work to a degree. Can we just get confirmation? We have been linked with Guehi. If you've been living under a rock, apparently we'd like a centre defender to complement the first choice pairing of Magalhaes and Saliba. You could go for Mark Guehi, who has a year left on his deal. I don't know if that makes him affordable or just simply more affordable, because you'd imagine everybody's going to be in for him. Crystal Palace don't want to let him go without a fight. Whether he's going to sign an extension at Palace is his business, but they're probably floating that. And would he want to join Arsenal, where you'd have to probably be a bit patient before you take Magalhaes or Saliba's spot? But saying that, if he signed for us, in theory, Magalhaes is still nursing a hamstring injury. If he signs and he plays and him and Saliba get a partnership and they're out of this world, not that Magalhaes is going to be frozen out. He's just signed a new deal. But if you're Magalhaes, you're going to have to wait. So I don't know, man, really. Arsenal linked with him. Newcastle's linked with him. Everybody's linked to him. Quality player. Thomas Partey, we have spoken about him. Apparently 10 days ago, we made a competitive offer. There's still no resolution on the situation. Apparently he wants to stay, but he's cautious that at his age, this is probably his last chance of a big deal. So we'll have to monitor what's going on there. You'd have seen, again, I'm going to ask Kenny Kennan and DJ B about their thoughts on all of this, but we're moving closer towards getting Kepa, as you lot already have seen. Magalhaes has signed a new deal. We've gone over the Fabio Vieira thing already. What's this? Chelsea have made contact with Morgan Rogers' camp ahead of a potential summer move. He's been linked with us. We should be going for him. He's got 80 million. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. And I'm not sure on the credibility of the source. Who are you? Bro, man's a podcaster with the greatest of respect. Maybe he's got links, but come on, man, he could be capping. Speaking of big fees, Semenyo is a target for Man United and Arsenal. He'll cost over 50 million. That's a follow-up where TalkSports Alex Crook is saying it will cost 70. Good player, Semenyo, but dead. Zinchenko is still linked with AC Milan as a potential replacement for Theo Hernandez. So do they really want him, or is it all contingent on if somebody moves? I'm not sure. Fulham are interested in bringing back Reece Nelson if an appropriate deal can be reached. Let's get that done. Despite talks ongoing over a Trossard deal, he could get fresh terms, but the outcome remains unclear. Apparently, Aston Villa are out of the running for Napan due to FFP. We'll go over that. Where is it? There it is, because some of you want to see that. Are we missing anything else here? No, not quite yet. Man City are close to an agreement to sign Napam from Rosenborg. The 18-year-old has been pursued by a host of clubs, but is now on course to join City. He's expected to go on a season-long loan to continue his development. City were not among his suitors in January when a number of other teams from around Europe pursued the Norway youth international. He was wanted by Arsenal, Aston Villa, and Girona, also part of City's group. Oh, cut the crap, man. It's like if you tell me Leipzig are not involved, but Red Bull Salzburg are. Bro, it's all part of the same fucking pyramid, mate. And we live in a day and age where Chelsea are doing the Bandulu. You're seeing United are using a pyramid company as well. Certain men are selling hotels. I'm not saying Arsenal are squeaky clean, but at some point, you got to start doing this bookie stuff. But City are not interested in him. Where Girona, come on, where they're sharing expertise and using each other because it's the umbrella of the City group. Get the hell out of here, man. Arsenal hosted Napam, but could not persuade the teenager, and he chose to stay until the summer. Well, you know what? Yeah, the funny thing is, when we have tried to go get these youth talents, you actually haven't got them. You didn't get Victor Rice. Too late for the house and thing. Napam ain't happened. There's another one I'm missing out. Boy, it is what it is. To stay until the summer. Villa went to Norway to present their vision, only for a deal to elude them. At least we didn't fly over there. City then entered the race, convincing Napan and his family on a switch to the Etihad. Go do your thing, man. Go do your thing. To be honest with you, wish you the best. Don't give a flying monkeys because they ain't got nothing to do with us. Nottingham Forest attacker Anthony Elanga has been linked with a move away from the club, and apparently Arsenal are keen to secure his signature. According to a report from TBR Football, Arsenal have expressed an interest in the player, but he's likely to cost a substantial amount of money. Nottingham Forest will demand in excess of 60 million for the attacker. Forget all of that. For 6 goals and 11 assists, I'm not buying you, but come on, man, we're buying it. That's nonsense. He has the potential to play for the biggest clubs in the country. He's got a pair of burners on him. He'd be good in the squad, but 60-odd million quid. Fuck, you know, that's just not enough for us pricing you out of a move. We do need more quality on the flanks, 100%. He probably would fancy a move at 23 years of age. You know, he would like a crack at it, but you have to take it with a pinch of salt because Arsenal have been linked with multiple wide attackers this summer because we need that. So who really knows? Speaking of wide men, we have previously seen Kudus has been linked to Arsenal. And if some of you remember back when we played PSG, he was actually at the game. Is that fuel to the fire? I don't know. We did see a few weeks ago Arsenal were in talks with Rafa Leao. Maybe something comes to that. Every now and again in the last 24 to 48 hours, it's all saying he's available for 60, 70, 80, 90 million euros. To be honest, it says Barcelona are not convinced. They like him. They think he's got quality, but they think he's too hot and cold, people. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. What's this? President warns Arsenal and Man United target threats, blackmail, and insults won't secure transfer wish. Oh, we've gone over that already. But if you're just tuning in, I can guarantee you one thing: Gyokeres will not leave for 60 million euros plus 10 million euros. He will not leave because I never allowed it. And with this game that the agent is playing, the situation is getting worse. Damn, boy, we're gonna have to see what's going on there. What's going on here? Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly interested in signing the Sporting defender Osman Diomande. To be honest, we used to always get linked with him. We're not linked with him anymore. I don't know if you believe old Jogo out of Portugal, but us two teams in addition to Crystal Palace, who probably need depth anyways, probably a quote-unquote Gurhey replacement. We've been linked with him. We were following him since his days in Denmark. He's going to cost an arm and a leg, which clearly we want another defender, so you couldn't rule it out, but I'm not sure. Speaking of defenders, apparently Arteta wants genuine competition to his first-choice centre defenders and made a move for Bournemouth's Howson before he made his 50 million switch to Madrid. Newcastle did have bids turned down. So how much are they going to want for Gurhey? Because they did have 70 million with a year left on his deal. Surely you never know. Stranger things have happened. But surely you're not in a position to get 70 million for him, I guess, is what I'm looking at, people. And as I said earlier, Arsenal's willing to play all their WSL home matches at the Emirates Stadium in the 2025-26 season, which is a good look, man. That seems to be everything in the papers, linking our club at this moment in time. Let's actually... 21. What would you lot say? Transfers. Timestamps, people. Timestamps. So that seems to be it. But yeah, There's two stories about Rodrygo. One saying he wants to leave, the other saying he wants to stay. Whatever the case, we sure ain't doing much about it. Where's the bud for him, boy? Napan to City, by the looks of it, they're moving mad. Developmental signings, man. Napan going to City, it's like we're asleep or something. What we did, I hear you, and you can have criticism, but are we really gonna lose our? How we not at 100 likes? You're boy in it. We got 88 people. To the 88 of you have hit the like button, God bless you. If you haven't, what's going on? Are we really gonna lose our shit over Napan? Where we really? Is that the one? I get it. Verts, all the City, all the other City players, the more immediate ones, I get it. And who knows, this guy might be a star, but really. Or is it just fuel to the fire? We're just getting more peed off. Rodri back to their favourites, best player in the league. Last season, we needed a striker. Man like Ivan Toney was available, but Arteta got his 2AY. I'm not sure what you mean. And didn't sign a striker. How he would have helped us to win a trophy was proved by the goals/draws. But we've known we've needed this striker, bro. And this is where the club can't have any sympathy because there's nothing we've discovered we need this year that we didn't know this time in 2024. Press the like. City have had one of the best windows, to be honest. Their recruitment team is amazing. Their limelight is on Verts, but if Pep refines Cherky and doesn't choke him, he could be just as good. Do you know what I find fucked with football, yeah? As good as Cherky is, some nerds. Whoa, but he doesn't fit the system. What are you talking about, man? Because you don't even know what the system is. If we have a repeat of Jan and the summer window last season, then we won't be in the top two. But then the club have got to hold that. People are moving like KSC. A bunch of fraudsters. Hit the likes, please. People, power to the chat. Osimhen is a bad egg. Arteta won't be able to handle his personality. I wouldn't mind him personally. Gyokeres doesn't have resale value. That's why we won't get him guaranteed. Oh, this resale value thing. I hear it. But yeah, and you could say Kai's got resale value because Chelsea only made a 5 million loss and he won them the chance. But Kai ain't got resale value. So like, well, how far are they going to go with that? You spend 30 odd million quid. I know it's not the same on a 28, 29-year-old Mikel Marino dead. Osimhen, I hear you with the bad attitude thing, but I always find it a bit harsh because we've never had a convo with them. He's definitely to blame for that, but he did cook with Jesus striker. I guarantee Liverpool will sneak in and get Gyokeres after they sell noodles. But they need excuses for not winning anything again. Therefore, they won't go for big name signings. That can't help them. You could sign an 18-year-old striker, an 18-year-old left winger, and most fans, or speaking for myself, yeah, he's 18. He's got to develop and all of that. No, brother. You still need to find a way to win some silverware. They can develop. They can be praised and criticized week in, week out. There's still the element of you lot need to deliver now. Whether you get young players, emerging players, stars, you need to bring something to the table next season. If we don't sign Gyokeres or Osimhen, we are finished. We need an elite striker. Not sure if Sesko can hit a lot of goals. We need the finished article striker. If we were serious, we would have got the striker by now. Just pay Gyokeres his release clause and get him. I disagree. I hear you, but I wouldn't necessarily. If there's an angle where you don't have to pay Gyokeres his release clause, I wouldn't do it. And I could wake up tomorrow and it's been activated. But for all of the United links, for all the Arsenal links, two clubs that have been aggressively linked with him and anyone else, if you don't have to pay the release clause, you don't want to do that. Like, it's not how you run a business. What happened with Gyokeres, anyone? If Liverpool get Gyokeres, it's over. Oh my God, yes. Going back to that Monreal. How did I miss out? Monreal, man. Yeah, Nacho Monreal. But to be fair, I did well naming them Spanish players, man. What's up, DG? If you could only get one, Sesko, Gyokeres, Nico Williams, Sane, or Rodrygo. Rodrygo. I know we need a forward. Bellerin. He's more or less English, though, man, the way he speaks. Bellerin as well. I done my fullbacks dirty, man. I missed out Monreal and Bellerin. Yeah. Bloody hell, man. Danny Ceballos. Fuck, yeah. Yeah, man. Well, to be fair, I only missed out 3. I put myself on the spot. You lot have had time to think. Some of you have cheated, man. I said, says. Man City just got accepted for Napan. They're not messing about at all. Reyes, RIP once again. Smash the likes, people. It doesn't get taken out your wages. Tell them again, man. Tell them again. Cherky for 30 mil is a bargain, bro. Lucas Perez. Oh, my God. Lucas Perez. To be fair, I've erased that out of my mind. Hey, good one. Good one. We might have to start running these quizzes. But some of you are cheating, man. I don't know, man. I believe you, but I don't know if you might have typed it in on Google. Almunia. You know. Well, I'm happy I never named him. I'm happy I never named him, if I'm honest, man. They're chucking out names like Morgan Rogers to keep us quiet, but real fans know it's PR. They can link us with Ronaldinho, Neymar, Messi, all of this, and it's talking points. It gets us chatting and whatnot, and it doesn't move me. Maybe it moves some other people on the We Tried thing. It don't move me because they're not signed. Would you entertain Pogba? Reluctantly, no. With all things considered, it's just not making sense. Sesko has bad technique and bad finishing. Take your word for it, man. I would have loved him, Buemo, man. Sesko is not a scrub like people make out. He can still grow, but I hear people's POV. Sorry. Of getting a striker to win now. Same, and that's where I feel it's unfair purely to Sesko, not on the club, because I think many fans understand, young striker, we still need you to do things now, but developing. But fans are impatient, generally, because of what the club's been doing. Our mystery German has gone to Galatasaray. It's our fault. We could have put pen to paper weeks ago, but we wait and wait. So now the price is going to continue to go up, especially with oil money clubs. Three centre defensive mids, Partey, all I can consider. Fairs, though, asking as both new Cherky as an Odegaard replacement. It'd have been nice, man, but there's no point getting vexed because it wasn't happening. We need to start unsettling these players. Can't be fleeced by these smaller leagues. But DG, want to shout you out. I see you getting closer to your 70k goal. I've just hit 3 life goals this year, so my message is keep pushing, trust the process. Big up yourself, Jerome. Nice to hear that, man. Let's go hit another 3. Big up yourself. Hope you can, tick off all your bucket list for this year. Everyone the same. And yeah, we're close to 70k. We're close. We got to just keep calm, keep working, man. Considering how bad some people expect Sesko to be, he can only exceed expectations. Gyokeres ain't painting a good picture going on strike. But to be fair, you can go on strike, but at some point you're gonna have to return in it. And if you're gonna go on strike, you need to do it. There's no point threatening, because if you threaten to go on strike, don't go on strike. Then the next time you threaten me, it's not really gonna hit the same, essentially. So we're gonna have to see. And I mean, if you genuinely feel you've been done dirty in the club, whatever, you've got to take matters into your own hands. Because maybe I wonder whether it was gonna be Arsenal or Man United or this one or that one. Maybe Gyokeres wanted his future decided a long time ago. And the club's playing hardball. So at some point, you have to get your hands dirty. I don't know. I do find it pathetic. We haven't made any of those needed signings yet. I've stopped getting angry, mate. Like, love the football club or watch the club, but expectations lead to disappointments, man. Like, anything can only be up from there, really. Rangers, Rodri, Marmoush, Cherky, Foden, and Haaland is deadly. All but one name. We still gassing up Phil Foden. I'm joking. I ain't questioning we could do far better than Odegaard. I just also agree we need a centre defensive mid. Rice is our 8. I don't want him at 6. Don't believe Marino's a CDM either, more of an 8. Hear it. Rice is not an 8. Rice starts 8 every week. Partey at 6. I've been converted into the Rice 8 stuff. I'm not going to cap, man. PSG winning the UCL was the death of football. Bit harsh, innit? Bit harsh, innit, really? Just because a player is playing in a position doesn't mean they are in that position. Rice is not an 8. I hear you, but he is an 8 for us now. Let's not forget we're competing with state-owned clubs like City and Newcastle who aren't self-sustaining models. Their owners pump cash in through sponsors. None of these clubs are keen. And then I hear you, and you're not wrong, but is that the reason why we didn't get over the line last year or the year before or the year before that? Is that the reason we lost in that semi-finals against Newcastle? And if it is, fair enough. And then I've got another question. Then what are we doing here? If we truly believe we ain't got the money to compete, we've got no choice, then what are we doing here then? Like, what are we doing here then? Then it's just a top 4 thing, essentially. So then nobody should get upset about nobody being signed. Like, what are we doing here then? Is it just a journey tick? And Newcastle are crippled by FFP, PSR, wherever you want to shake it, clearly already. New City can bend the rules, but money doesn't mean anything. Everyone's got money. If money was everything, Chelsea would have won the league. So that's why we need to spend correctly, spend smartly. You will need to pay 100 million and pay him 400 to 500k a week if you want to get him. Who are you referring to there? Rodrygo needs to leave Madrid. He isn't going to get game time at Madrid. Bring him to Arsenal. It's tough sell, mate. Smash the like and sub if you're new. Help the channel grow. Watch City have a massive window, getting everything they need, then get a transfer ban. I could be wrong, and I don't want to really get into all of that, but I'd be amazed if there is any. I genuinely think what people think is going to be sanctions for City ain't going to be nothing, because if you've got this case looming over your head, and like some of you lot have said, they're an oil state, right? They've got all of this and they can buy all these players. To clean your name, whether you're innocent or not, because it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Would you not throw significant funds at some of the best lawyers and sports lawyers available? Football's gone, mate. Like, it's gone. You either adapt or cry, man. Galatasaray have a better attack than us, but I don't watch Gala. But now everyone going to be on the Napan train. I'm sure he's a good player and will continue to be great, but honestly, I don't give a fuck about Napan, bro. I can't lie to you. How you doing? I'm good, my guy. Hope you're doing better. Hell no to Garnacho. Elanga is a quality player. Big up yourself, K. Appreciate you. This club have no real ambition. Top players won't want to join us. Yeah, that's all good and well. When Zembi confused, Mendy is holding the shirt. Only then I'll believe it. Why is Odegaard undroppable? He was one of the worst players last season, numbers-wise. That's a question for Mikel Arteta, mate. We need Rodgers in the 8 and Eze in the 10. Arteta is clueless. He can't see we don't have creativity in centre mid. Clubs should be going for Garnacho on loan. La Liga and Serie A best suit for him, but it seems like it's all Prem clubs rumoured. I think his agent's offering him around, testing, doing what an agent should be doing, testing the waters, trying to find your client a club, man. Big up JA to the world and back. Rodgers for 80 million is a robbery. He ain't that good. I think he's cold, but everybody's robbing everyone now, man. Sell Drossard. Damn. Big up yourself, Killian, man. What are the second choice options if Sesko or Rodrygo fail to join? I'm here with you lot. Not a clue. I think if what's probably going to happen is you don't get the Rodrigos, the Nico Williams, the Leaos, then that you have to. We're not going to get Gittins because he seems to be going Chelsea, but the Gittins, the Kareem Adeyemi's, the Malik Fofanas, the couple of wild card attackers, I believe, over there at Monaco. To be fair, Monaco got a lot of players that could get swooped, man. City need to be banned. This is getting out of order now with state-owned clubs. It's not. The Premier League don't want it to happen. Why would the Premier League want anything to happen to City or any of these teams? It ruins their product. And to be fair, all of these clubs are shady, man. Every one of them, whether you're backed by an oil state or not, there's too much money in football for it to be morally, like, have morals. Like, I know it feels good to say we're doing it the right way. None of these clubs are, mate. None of them. Not one of them. Not one of them. It sounds good and we're Arsenal fans or whatever club you support. There's none of that. There's none of that. Zero. Forest will try to get extra for Elanga as United have a sell-on clause. To be fair, is what it is. Has Josh Kroenke ever pumped his own money? I don't think Stan has. But, and to be fair, as much as I would like them to do that, that's not how they are. I have to judge people how they are. They're on the sell fight. From a business point of view, what they've done with my club, unfortunately, is amazing. The stock prices or their stock shares have doubled, maybe even trebled. 100% profit, self-financing. They're not going anywhere. We can scream, shout, Kroenke out, all about, but they're not going anywhere. How do we work within the contexts? I don't know, man. The Prem is the Super League. The other leagues can't compete financially for the best talents. 9 times out of 10, that is the case. That's why I feel the foreign teams, more than anything, they're on the Super League. They need the Super League. They need it. Chelsea alone are closing in on 2 billion in 4 years. Who's competing with that kind of muscle? I hear it. Long term, it's not good. But then what are we doing then? Here, then, if we might as well just pack up then. You don't just lift your skirt if the price ain't right. Fucking hell, mate. The sporting president has said he won't accept 60 plus 10. So yeah, we have to hit his release clause. Regardless of where Gyokeres goes, I'll be surprised if anybody actually spends the release clause. DG rate Perez, nope. We got Fran Marino. Love is not enough for a player to get him over to your club, Arteta. Just get the signings in. Nah, mate. Roll the skirt so more leg shows. Some of the you're moving mad. Take a touch, broski. Kim Kelsham. He's not. Unfortunately, bro, he's not from Spain. Pegulo also. Aye, good shout, Jason. Good shout. I wonder what he's doing. I think you're somewhere. You might have been. Yeah, there's no way I can spell his name. You might even be in England. I knew you were somewhere. He's at Plymouth. Big him up, man. He's at Plymouth. He's doing his thing. What's your career been saying since she left Arsenal? He went 20. Fair enough. It's always nice seeing these how the career pans out. John Torrell. Oi, what a find. Yeah, him as well. What a found. What a one. What a one. DG definitely. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but keep that to yourself. It feels like there are too many hierarchies to go through before a decision is made on signings at Arsenal, which slow down and or miss out on transfers. Boy, links are usually agents trying to get new contracts for their clients. 90% aren't true links. Amen. Gives us talking points, but yeah, you're right. I think it's fair to say the club scared the fans and lost our trust after January. That's why you just need to prove to me, bro. I don't want to hear. Truthfully, I'm here to talk about football because we love it, but I don't really care about rumors. I don't really care what Arteta. I know Berta's walked in, but I don't really care what Arteta or Berta have to say. Kroenke has to say. Just show me. If there's anyone I want to listen to, it's the players. Because I feel when you look beyond the fans, the players have been shortchanged. What I'm sure of is that we'll sign a Chelsea reject. Well, Kepa's arriving, man. Rice proves that he can do the 8 thing, but yeah, play him as a 6 sometimes. He can do that role. Excuses, FC. If you have an 8 who plays 6 and a 6 who can play 8 perfect, rotate freely. Why I think Zubi is good. Gyokeres, Sesko. Competing with state-owned clubs like Newcastle, we haven't been able to spend the last 3 windows. To be fair, I think Newcastle should be allowed to spend. I think it's all a farce. When you lot can see my position, everybody's hands are dirty, essentially. And the only reason is PSR spending within your means. Some, I guess, Wenger was very passionate about stopping that, but it's only there to not disrupt the traditional top 6. Because Newcastle should be able to spend. They should. It's either one for or no one, really and truly. But it is what it is, man. True DG to support Arsenal, you should have very low expectations. I believe as a football fan, because bro, the clubs do not care as much as the fans. I'm sure there's exceptions to the rules, but they don't care like us. And as much as I love football, I mean every day Arsenal means the world to me. It also means nothing to me because life is a contradiction. Football means so much. It's also just a game, and also and you know as well, I can't control Arsenal. For example, I can be angry about not signing a striker, a centre mid, what Arteta is doing tactically, not playing academy players, not rotating, unhappy about trophies, vexed about the ownership. I can't change any of this. And so it's not to say my feelings or yours are not valid, but how far does it go? Because at the end of the day, these lot are, and I hate to refer to it as that, it don't mean that much because these lot are going back to their multi-million-pound mansions, getting paid over all the people in there, thousands a week. It's not as deep to them as me. So, yeah, man. I think those that kind of get football at a pure level know where I'm going. I'd be surprised if City didn't take it to court. Ironically, you could PSR. I think you could say PSR is anti-competitive. You think Elanga could thrive on the right wing? Thrive, I'm not sure, because are you going to play enough to thrive? But yeah. I hear you, DG. You have money. You're more likely to get off on a technicality. There you have it, Dave, bro. Like, brother, put yourself in City shoes, rightly or wrongly. I've got more money, and I know I've done wrong. I know I'm sinning. Bro, I'm going to get the best lawyers. The same way they're going to get the best lawyers to attack me, I'm going to get the best defensive lawyers. And it's not like it's a shock like City have woke up today. We're fighting this. They've been fighting it for time. Every day that wakes up, there's probably some new little loophole they could exploit. The game is the game, if I'm honest with you. No, let's stop this backup signing thing. Let's sign starters, not backups. Would love that. It's sounding like DG got smoked by some high PA Napan on FM. No, it's just I don't really care about Napan. For what my thoughts are, I think he's got good potential. I think it was a market opportunity for me. 10 million. If he develops and becomes a great player for Arsenal, great. We've got someone. If we somehow turn that 10 million into, I don't know, 30 and he's sold and he's good, but not quite good enough, safe. But I just don't care. Like, I can't lie. I just don't care. Bring Aubameyang back on a 1-year deal. Why not? But ain't he in Saudi? If we miss on Sesko and Sundry, who's that? Then get Carasas, bro. This is what you mean by football fans are fickle. Last season, Rice was never an 8. He's one of the best 6s in the world, and Arteta needs to stop this. Now he's an 8 and not a 6. You're right, bro. Money, brown envelopes. It is what it is. Hear me out. Son as a wild card would benefit us, bro. Son, after just winning something over there, bro, you wouldn't be allowed to walk the streets of London. What do you think about Kepa? Man, I hope I never see Kepa play. I'll give everybody my support and all these things. I actually think there's going to be some point next season where he has an extended run, probably because Rye's injured. And I'm not saying that I want Rye to get injured or wishing that. I just think life is funny. Not a fan of it, if I'm honest with you. But, I'm not going to cry. 5 million. He is, experienced Spanish lad. Done all right at Bournemouth. Think he can do the ball playing stuff. Think he's a decent shot stopper. Think he's quick off his line. He, at Chelsea when he was fighting Mendy, at Bournemouth he's had to compete for his spot. The same with Madrid. I'm sure he's understanding of the role, but I think it's a bit lazy. I don't know who, but would have liked someone else. And I'm just not convinced in Kepa like on a consistent basis. He done well last year, but I don't know. I'm not on it. Like, I'm just not on it. But it is what it is, man. Shut up, Nathan, mate. Jamaica 3-0 masterclass. McLaren about to take them to the World Cup. Better than Brazil. Whoa, we don't. They're our brothers. It's Brazil to Jamaica, but we're going to win the World Cup. My G, you good? What do you think of City signing the next season? Liverpool and City. Boy, they're doing what needs to be done, man. I think I've alluded to all of that. Like, it just is what it is. This club is just wrong on so many levels, made my brother stop watching football. I think Sesko will be wrapped up within the next 2 weeks. Leipzig need the funds. They know Arsenal are the only realistic buyers. Puerto holds the cast here. I wouldn't say we're the only ones, but we're probably in the front seat. Elanga, Hudson-Odoi. Traditional top six is on money, not oil money. Really? You really think Arsenal, Man United? And you said traditional, so has there ever been a traditional top six? Or was it a top four? And you really think Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, you think there's any one of these clubs that haven't done anything dirty? Fair enough, man. This is why football is one of the best. PSL ruins small teams. It cripples them because it stops a team like Newcastle doing their thing. It not as much as Newcastle, I would say, but it probably stops Aston Villa as well. So yeah, man, it is what it is, man. You saw what you saw we're in for Mark Gurhey. Quality player, but gonna cost a lot of money. And I don't know if we're gonna do it. I don't think spending should be unregulated. Develop a philosophy, spend well, coach well, sell well. That's how you get ahead. It's true, but man, the riches of the Premier League are only gonna get more and more. And in football, like they're only getting greedier and greedier. You know, TV rights are what TV packages. If you do that, it's only going up. Tickets are only going up. Club and country tournaments are only getting more expanded. There's more pointless friendlies. When you're greedy and you're getting away with it, it's not gonna. There's no stopping this. Like there's no stopping it. They're going to bleed us fans dry until there ain't nothing more to give. Unfortunately, man. We're having a meeting for Mark Gurhey. Unless that's an update that I haven't seen. Fair enough, man. Get the players in. Brody, that 115 cases minor. They'll patent that. Bro, they're gonna bust that, man. Like they're gonna bust that. You lot in these chats are crazy. What's with taking Aubameyang back in 2025? Like, seriously, if Aubameyang is a striker we're signing, you're going to be happy. What we doing here? Anything to smite Arteta, I guess. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Big up views on the raid. I'm not sure on the acronym of BSB, but big that up. I'm not going to sit here and big up. Oh, shit. Big Six Bants. Big them up, man. Big them up. One love for that. I don't know what the flow dating is sounding like or why. I don't know why I'm getting. What is that? I'm not involved in that. I don't know what's going on there, bro. Crazy stuff going on. Kepa, solid signing, smart business. It's an okay signing. It's an experienced signing. I'm not saying you're saying this, Pat, yeah, but one thing that jars me is man start drawing out like. Let's be honest, Kepa was someone that we used to boy. It was very easy to boy him. The same with Havertz, the same with Danny Welbeck, actually. The same with Raheem Sterling. Like, life humbles you. Yeah, it's not the worst, and it's a backup signing and all of that kind of stuff. But you can't go from boying Kepa to now. I'm not saying you're doing this, but I think Arsenal fans do this weird thing. You can't go from boying someone, he's shit, he's this, he's that, and he's deferred, yeah. And now it's a smart signing. Now it's, you get it. Like, it's some innovative thing. To a degree, smart business. I'm not sure on his wages. It's just calm. It's just calm. You 5 million. It's one thing allegedly ticked off. Go get me my striker on my left wing, on my central midfielder. I actually feel we need a defender, all defenders. Centre mid if I haven't made that clear, and everything else, and get these new contracts signed. Obviously, we need to get people moving. Again, Berta, you ain't sleeping a wink. Thomas Tuchel gaslighting us as favourites since we aren't in the Club World Cup. Liverpool as well. To be fair, Tommy Tuchel, you ain't got time to be commenting on the Premier League. Blood, you need to fix up with England. Yesterday, I told you so. We are not going to do anything serious in the World Cup because I feel when you speak about England and the stars and more the younger kind of stars and the people that could probably be at the next 2 World Cups, you know, Phil Foden, Saka, Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, yada, yada, yada. You talk about the strikers, the centre, not really strikers, but the attacking options, to a degree midfield, probably even more competitive at fullback. Centre defensive options are horrible, bro. The options are at centre back are horrible, much less the partnerships. That is what's going to let people down. Like, you have to play Harry Maguire. And for Tuchel, the experiment thing's done. It weren't necessarily the worst, but this whole Curtis Jones, he wasn't there. He wasn't poor, I don't feel. But Curtis Jones as a right back, forget all of that now. Go and find the stability, really. And Ben White, get yourself fit. There's game time for you. You have to play Harry Maguire, bro. It's mad. Shout out Senegal. Shout out to Senegal, but blood, crazy. Warner Brown had a standout scene, to be fair. Scored 2 for Jamaica. Hopefully he gets a good move out of Jamaica soon, by God's grace. Nah, DG, we did our dirty deeds when we secured the move to North London. We've been clean mostly since. Rather, for me, all of these clubs are dirty, bro. There's too much money. These men are billionaires. None of these guys, there's too much money. Like, they're all fleecing us as fans. They're all in this together anyways. Like, you know, there's a reality where the same lawyers and the same city reps and the prosecuting team in court, after it's court, they're going for drinks. It's all a sham. Like, it's all a scam. None of these football teams really, truly reflect how you are. They don't really reflect society. Go and look at the diversity. There's a bunch of players that look like working class individuals. You go up the levels, there you have it. So it makes you love football, because I'm a football purist. I love football at its base level, but then I love it so much. When I look around, you can't love it too much. Life's a contradiction. I'm a hypocrite, as we all are. We're deep thinkers here, mate. Smash the like. Shout out Fams on TV. Make sure you're subscribing over them sides, man. Big up yourself, Killy. These teams aren't run by church charities, Pete. Bro, it's a vanity project. Every club, like Arsenal fans, oh my God, we're the cleanest team. We're not trying to do the spending thing. At some point, you have to adapt, bro. At some point, you have to adapt. You know, they tell you, keep your hands to yourself. Don't promote violence. But if I'm in school, people are bullying me. They're taking my lunch money. They're doing whatever. They're punching me up. At some point, I'm going to have to keep crying, or I'm going to have to show I'm on crud as well. So let's do that. We ain't squeaky clean, man. Big up the mods, man. Here's what it is. Senegal deserved it. England in trouble, bro. In trouble. Big trouble. Regardless, it's still coming on, man. I always thought Kepa was shit, but he did have a good season last year, and keepers as a general will get better with age. I hear you, Christian. It's just calm with Kepa. Prove me wrong. But what I mean by that is, let me wax lyrical about you. I want you to come here and I'm saying, right, actually, I was wrong. Maybe you should play instead of Raya. I'm not going to cry. As I said, it's a calm number 2. I just don't. I think he's improved. I guess a bit of it is negative bias because of Kepa, but I've become accustomed to having confidence in my keeper, in it. Like, Raya is far from perfect, but he makes me feel a bit calm. I feel the complete opposite with Kepa in theory, and I'm not really trying to see Kepa on a regular basis. By all means, depending on the level of the opposition, early rounds of the League Cup, maybe the FA Cup, that's your thing. Champions League, if we've already bopped through and we're through and we want to rest players, then you could do your thing. I'm not trying to see you on a consistent basis. I'm just not inspired by it. Man, are getting so desperate they want to bring back properly boarding Aubameyang. Just wait until preseason. Kepa Klang and they'll turn on him. It'd be harsh, man. Context is key for a second keeper. Is a very good signing. It's just a calm signing. I know the context. I've said it. We don't need to this is one thing that pees me off about Arsenal fans. They try overwrite. It's just a calm signing. It's not no very good signing. It's not. It's not. And I know bare of you are liars, you know, because there's probably half of you would have probably said it. Like Shouty Gal, he actually said on the platform would have been good. Half of you are liars. If I asked you a week before David Ornstein said the Kepa thing, I said, yeah, Kepa's 5 million, go and get him. Bare of you would be like, no, man, the one that who in the final didn't want to get subbed and he makes the mistakes. Now it's all amazing. Lie, man. I'm not speaking about Jay necessarily. Well, I'm not speaking about him, just general. Classic rival banter. We take good players for good deals and shamelessly backpedal. Life humbled me. I used to diss Raheem Sterling when he went to Chelsea and call him Shelley and Fraser. He ended up at us. Used to diss Kepa. He ended up at us. God forgive me, but I'm not perfect. I was praying not Kepa. I was praying Welbeck's medical would have what do you call it? He would have failed it. By the time he left, I actually thought he was a decent player. There's a next one as well. Life humbles you, man. What happened to Garcia going Barca, lad? I wouldn't say Kepa's not awful signing. He's not awful. But we don't need to make it's a good signing. It's so smart. It's always this and that. No, it's just calm. It's just calm. I'm not trying to see you too much, but yeah, man, do your thing. Price is the context, though. 5 million a cut wages. I don't think he's going to get big wages, but is he going to get has he taken a wage cut? He took a wage cut at Chelsea. Has he taken a wage cut here? There's me. I'm just trying to make a living. Tuchel played Jones as a right back. Yeah, he's moving mad. If Southgate did that, World War III. It's not even Spanish. Arteta signs best players. You man are worrying about just wages. I'm worried about dressing room and training ground dynamics. I'm not worried about Kepa with that because some of the antics we've seen, you're gonna get beaten up by Arteta for that. But it's just a cool signing, man. I don't need to make out it's amazing and all that jazz. You know the warning signal of what it is to come next, DG. The fact Prime put Nations League semis and third place playoff at $3.99 pay-per-view soon will be any top six. Bro, it's happening. And it's yes, and they're gonna keep doing that, bro. And they're not gonna stop. There's money there. Spanish players to Arsenal, like Dutch players to United. You see the vision, DG, but we're not signing the way these Spanish guys, man. Like Zubimendi, I like you. Marino, I've backed you. That was, you lot used to get onto me. I still don't think he's amazing, but I backed him. Kepa, I'm not gonna cry. It is what it is. When you're telling me about Arsenal and Spanish players, bro, Arteta, you was one of them, but you weren't with them. I'm thinking Cesc Fabregas and these kind of things. Santi Cazorla, like Arteta, just get us a couple of them kind of ones, man. I see you in Curtis Shaw's chats. Big up to you both. Just subscribe to your channel, Pat. Appreciate you, man. We gave so much wages to Chelsea leftovers. Would you rather your team do whatever needs to be done to win or squeaky clean and have class? Whatever to win. The end justifies the means. Make of that what you will. Sometimes you got to get your hands dirty to live clean, man. If life was fair, we'd all have a lot less. I feel myself becoming a villain. Is this what Arsenal are doing? I actually feel myself becoming a villain now. I'm actually becoming a villain. I'm actually on that. Nkunku is back up if we miss out on Sesko, bro. Of course, man. Nkunku is a good player, but brother, you don't stay fit. You're another one of those weird players in that. I like Nkunku. He's good technical level, experienced, all of that kind of stuff. You can play in other positions, but at the same time, like, what are you, bro? You can play right wing, left wing, 10 up front. What are you? I'm getting a bit tired of guys that can play everywhere, but what are they? I don't mind if, like, for example, you are a strike. Everyone knows you're a 9, but you can play left wing, you can play right wing. You're a 10, but you can play out wide. That's very different. I feel we've got too many guys that can do everything. You see, DG, you are a villain. You got to do it. Would you take Nicholas Jackson? Nah. If we're desperate, yeah, but, you know, when you're hungry, you got to be prepared to eat anything, in it. Pause, but no, man, it's not. It's not a step in the right direction. But Arsenal fans will somehow turn it mad. Got to have some class. No one can talk down your win then. Man, I don't give a monkeys what they say, bro. Like, I don't care about none of that. You think Madrid are classy? Well, you think Madrid have done everything morally right? Everyone still thinks Champions League Madrid. The same for City, same for PSG, same for Chelsea. I know people have little isms and schisms to say. And Arsenal, I don't care. Like, as long as it says Champions League, I don't care. Like, as long as we know our hearts, I don't care. Do you think I care if a next man from the street has something negative to say? Suck yourself if you've got something negative to say. Simple. I want what we need now. Forget all of that. That's just vanity projects. And yeah, I want morals and I want to be able to sleep at night. Forget that, man. Stop. Sometimes you got to become a villain. Fuck this good boy stuff, this good guy stuff, bro. Nice guys finish last, bro. Rules are there to be broken. Break them. Break them. You can have Grealish. I like Grealish, but he ain't helping us, man. 400 viewers, only 140 likes. This don't make sense. Tell them again, to the ones who have hit the like button, God bless you all, man. Hope you win the lottery. If you haven't, boy, dark. Very dark. They hate us, man. They hate us. Let's not sign Elanga. We ain't doing backup, not even putting that word into the universe. We're getting Sesko, just not soon. Dudes on holiday. What do you think of Sane to Galatasaray? If he really is getting 475,000 a week, which James Baines tweeted, fair play. I mean, I want to be careful of referring like to football as a religion, but when you do, not that I'm watching Turkish league, but it does feel like Turkish football, Turkish fans, you know, follow their teams religiously. The big games look good. Obviously, I'm sure Turkey's a nice country to live in. It makes sense. New experience, all of that. Did take me by surprise. I thought Sane would either stay at Bayern or he might rock up in a traditional top 5 league. Oh, shut up. Oh, this Frankie guy. Shut up, man, you pussy. Oh, shut up, man. Shut up. Don't comment. You see him? That's the youth, people. That's the youth. Oh my god. And this fly needs to get out. Brother, fly spray. This is why I don't leave my window open. Shut up, you dickhead. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up. That's the you I was talking to you lot about. He subscribed, and you can see my man just commenting on all of his chatting shit. Oh, you're a prick, you're this and that, which I don't care. You can think that as long as you're talking, that's cool. Shut up, man. Don't bread. Don't bread. Don't bread. Don't come on my live stream. Ask me no damn question. You can have your comments. Don't bread. Don't bread. Suck yourself, man, dickhead. Anyways, Turkish league is lit. I've gone over that Tiger flow, man, with the Gyokeres stuff. Why is everyone dissing Sane still a baller? I would have had Sane, but in an ideal world, that would have only flied with me. And clearly, this is an ideal world. If you got the Zubimendis, the give or take, your Sesko, your Gyokeres, your Nico Williams, Rafael, Rodrygo, all of them guys were linked with. And obviously all the other areas. If you do that and you bring in a Sane, I'm for that. But if Sane was the only wide man, it's the fact that it's reactive, in it, really and truly, bro. Shut up, man. No, don't bread him, man. Get the hell out of here. Do you check the Twitch chat? Yeah, do Twitch. Both of them come up on StreamYard. Don't, brother. Can't believe you're trying to. Some of you lot are weird on the net, you know. Some of you lot are mad weird because this guy always chatting, bro. Like always chatting. Like I don't understand. I'm not talking about criticism or whatever, but the guy, like, you're subscribed. But you're getting on to me. Like, go and look through. What video was it? Go and look through. Just go through my shorts. The comments are there in it. I'm thinking, bro, you're moving like you don't like the content. Why are you subscribed? Cuz what's going on? It stopped making sense. That's how I know hate is really love. But you can hold that thought. Just don't come on the big internet when I'm live with people who actually fuck with me. You want to comment? Shut up, man. Shut up, man. Get the hell out of here, man. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. You know what? I'm bored. I'm actually going to go find that. Well, to be fair, he's probably deleted it now and unfollowed, which F off. Nah, man, because I don't make these things up. Every now and again, my mind stores things. Yeah, him. I might, you know what? It might even be the wrong username still. Wait, no, I need to. If it's the wrong username, sorry, say the gun's back on safety. I hit the wrong person. I don't know. It might be. Bro, like this. Like, fam, I'm sure it's you, bro, because it's saying it's the same for me. Imagine following this BS with bated breath, which is a bit weird. You're unique. Bro, it says you've been subscribed for 4 months. What's going on? I don't understand it. You can have Grealish. Grealish ain't going to help us, though, man. Good player, but he's not helping us. People need to relax. Let Berta cook. We will sign Sesko and possibly Rodrygo. Calma. I'm back at 4 p.m. as well, by the way. I'm going to have Kenny Ken and DJB. When you see a City fan and they start talking, all anyone has to say is 115 and they start chatting was, I'll take my wins clean. I'm good for it. So when City are talking about we done the 4P Champions League, this, that, and the other, you just go 115 charges. Fair enough. If that wins any debate, fair play. It's crazy that we only have one African player in the team. Right. Ain't it funny that there are no negotiations for the most informed striker in Europe? Gyokeres from top tier clubs for numbers he has. Yeah, if I'm honest, and it makes you wish he was a fly on the wall in negotiations. This clean spending nonsense is what's holding us back. You want the best players that are going to cost an arm and a leg. Unfortunately, we need to fix upon that. But it has to pull a madness this window. Very underwhelming start to the first part of this window. Work cut out for him. I believe Kai Havertz had a hand in Kepa signing. Boy, DG, if you had to put a number on how many games you think we will see Kepa next season, I'll give you 5. Are you going over or under? Over. But not by much. Don Dada, one love, man. Like, share, subscribe, support your quality channel as you continue to get brilliant content on a consistent basis. See, we do it for, mate. See, we do it for. Appreciate you lot. The amount of rejects Arsenal's taking is sad. On the other side, it's surely annoying, though, bro. Like, I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm not frustrated. I don't know the feeling. It's like it's nothingness. I don't dream too as much as I like Arsenal. And of course, I dream and think about stuff. I don't dream too much. I don't get too down. Just live in the present, and whatever happens, man. Like, and try to call it as I see. If there's reasons to be optimistic, I'll be optimistic. If there's reasons to think, oh, what's going on, I'll let you know. And I think that's sad. Because I think in life, you should be allowed to dream. And for football fans, you should be allowed to dream, whether you're in, I don't know, fucking non-league or, you know, you're creme de la creme, like what City have been doing in this league in Madrid and all of those other things. So it's sad, man. You should be able to dream. Dreaming is what makes life meaningful, I guess, and football mirrors society, but I just can't allow myself to dream. Maybe if I was a bit more ignorant on the more positive or negative side, yeah, but we're a mixed bag. There's like 10 reasons, for example, to be happy, 10 reasons to be whatever, and then we're in that weird little grey area, innit? Would you take Sancho? I like Sancho in terms of ability, but again, you're too hot and cold. I don't know what I'm going to get from you, because Chelsea fans are waxing lyrical when you just signed. They're not saying that, no one's at Chelsea's crying that you're not staying. If England are in trouble, then what do we say? Boy, America, she knows Arsenal. We have to have conversations. America, bopped by Switzerland and that. Darkness. Good afternoon, Deluded Gooner, and all in the chat. I'm watching, off to a meeting shortly. Have a great afternoon. Hope the meeting's great for you, my guy, man. But yeah, man, it's dark. Exactly. FFP and PSR are constructs of the red cartel to keep big clubs bigger and smaller. The sad part is Arsenal is red cartel, but they're run by greed and keeping money, board, and owners. My hot take is, I reckon the rivalry is developing on the field, but I reckon Newcastle's board and Arsenal's board don't see eye to eye. I don't know why I believe that, because we ain't tried to buy no one, but yeah, man. DG Zubimendi will turn out to be a good signing for us. He has many aspects to his game, and the fans will be happy with him after season starts. North London forever, Steve, AFC TV. Shout yourself, Steve. I'm bullish about Zubimendi, man. I like Zubimendi. Winning trophies helps. We did. We won the Champions League. Big up the galley. Don't try to do that. Treble year, one of the best years of my life. Same year they hit us with decay. Shout out the 115, best thing that happened. But must be nice, man. My only dream is to see myself win my team win the Champions League before I die, and I'm 30 now. And and again, it's sad. I've made peace with that. I don't think I'm ever going to see that. Oh well. We've been tapping up Zubimendi and Sesko for years, and we still miss out on them. We're not a real club, bro. I happen to like Kepa signing. Only 5 ends mean we can spend more elsewhere. And I'm with this. It's not that deep and doubt anyone. Ooh, I don't know about the name in the better number 2 thing, but well, Liverpool had one until they sold him to Brentford. But he's calm. Oh, you just reminded me. I need to cut up the clip of Zaha, because he was actually, big up to you that I've watched that. We were talking about all the teams he starts at. Where we are a tortoise pace. You may want to sign, but they don't want to come. You have to accept that we ain't a very successful club. My thing is just move on. Like, just move on. I'd like, boy. The only time I'd be upset is if there's this metaphoric world where, you know, everybody's in for Lionel Messi, for example, and he's open to coming to Arsenal and everyone else. If you miss out on Messi or players of that ilk or just below, because Messi's in a league of his own, then you can get a bit upset. It's not that I'm not vexed that we miss out on good players, but it's okay. Go find the next one then. It is what it is. That's a reality of the life. Could have got cheeks, but Arsenal doesn't have pull. It took y'all 3 years to get Sesko to say yes. Nasty agenda. Leverkusen just made one of the most underrated signings of the season. 17-year-old centre-back Axel Tape on a free from PSG. Yeah, I saw that, and they'll probably flog him in a couple of years for X amount of millions, mate. We're champions of Europe. Do I not support Arsenal? That goes for Arsenal's men's first team, the academy, the women's academy. Is there anything wrong with saying Arsenal won the Champions League, which we did? I have seen since Arteta's come in, the women have won the Champions League. We have won 3 trophies under Mikel Arteta, 2 Super Cups, and an FA Cup. Well, I got nothing else but the shameless thing. If we don't win nothing, Mikel out. Shameless, Jay, to say Kelly is number 1 now. He is, but Ortega, I'm having Ortega over Kepa. Started with Isak, then Gyokeres. The club saw y'all entertaining the Sesko talk. Really? You really think the club? Okay. So they take advantage on the wing too. We started with Rodrygo to Sane to Garnacho. They know y'all will cope with it. But I want Matoma left wing. He's gettable now. Why isn't it done already? I wish I had answers for you. How much did Chelsea lose on Kepa? A shit amount of money. Didn't they spend like 70 million? Chin up, bro. We'll win something when we sack Arteta. I hear it, man. Every day as it comes, man. PSR protects the small clubs. Does it? Maybe. You know, it's funny watching the videos being released by the SA rugby coaching team. They all talk about when they were playing, and one of them is from a team that was cheating. They never let him forget. Fair enough, man, but forget that. DG is swinging hooks into thin air after seeing that comment. He's going mad. No, but by all means, ain't my thing. But I can't believe you're trying to get involved in this. Take the stoic. high road and ignore trolls. You're right. I do ignore it, but at the same time, yeah, gotta give people entertainment, man. You gotta give people entertainment, man. You have to, man. You can't react all the time, but sometimes why not? You're right, man. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. I better see you doing watch alongs and renewing all the galley games. So what? Did I not do a watch along for the Champions League? Was I not at when the women played City? It was the same day the men played City. The receipts are there. The receipts are there. The football YouTubers that say the clubs and the players watch the content have y'all thinking Arsenal are listening to you. I would use my own disconcernment and not get too excited prematurely. Exactly. Check what happened to Barry DG. Millionaire owner rinsed them dry, sent them into bankruptcy. PSR stops all of that. Makes club spend within their means. I hear that angle. I hear that. Bro, you can't blame me. You can't blame me. I did. They're there. The doctor receipts are there. I've watched it. I even did many years ago. I did a watch along for Arsenal versus Spurs women. Don't hate me. Hate the game. Hate the game. I've got nothing left. I'm a football fan. I support Arsenal. Where does it? I only support Arsenal's men. What's going on? The same guy that done a watch along for the Champions League final, the FA Youth Cup run, and obviously the first team. Is that my biggest crime? Is just supporting anything Arsenal? Newcastle, definitely don't F with Arsenal. My oil brother, same with Forest owners. I don't think that you can tell when teams do certain votes. And let's be honest, Arsenal, probably because of Wenger, we're at the front. We're probably at the front of all the PSR and red tape and regulations and all this. Only support Arsenal's men, fair enough. Technically, you saw your team win the champ. Bro, there's no technical. We did win the Champions League. We did win the Champions League. We are champions of Europe. What about you never sing that? Get out of here, man. DG, just make sure you don't go into hiding when Brazil flop at the next World Cup. I'm not going into hiding. Brazil or England winning the World, or Jamaica if we get there, 2026 World Cup. When Brazil win it, don't talk to me. We got Carlo Ancelotti now. It's different. I don't want to hear about Spain and Yao Mao and all of this. Like, we ain't got Martinelli. Who said that, man? Stop, man. Chill out, bro. You're moving mad. Is where it is. It got Russo, man. I always believed in Russo, man. I've been following Russo's whole career. Cold, man. Cold, man. We're getting Hins on a free transfer. You lot told me to talk about women's football. We're getting Hins. I can't pronounce the name. The light-skinned lady. We're getting her. She actually used to be at Arsenal. In fact, we're getting a lot of players that had some Arsenal ties with us. Chloe Kelly. Hopefully she stays. Bro, it's all up here, mate. It's all up here. Brazil. I've been saying Brazil 2026 for years. When Brazil win it, watch. We're doing this for Neymar, bro. Caitlin fraud. To be fair, my favorite player is McCabe, actually. Just tough tackler. Russo, Sesko, you're boying it. Hearing about the Gyokeres news, probably that's why Berta's not pushing for the move, my opinion. I hear it, man. I hear it. I don't know, man. All I care about, because one thing that's annoyed me with Arsenal is we have an inability to, well, we've shown we have an inability to pivot. And what I mean by that is we're linked with one guy. You don't sign for us for whatever reason. Now we tried. If you can't get Sesko, rise up Gyokeres. If you can't get Sesko and Gyokeres, I don't know what you're going to rise up, but you need to rise up something. I don't know. But we know we needed a striker. And again, all the things we needed to do this summer, we know we needed to do them last summer. There's nothing we learned last season that we didn't know. The depth, the quality, relying on certain man, everything. We even down to the effing goalies. Neto was here on loan. But hey, Brazil's not winning anything. Okay, cool. Make sure your apologies are as loud as your disrespect. That's all I ask. Okay, they won't. Okay. When Fergie said United would do trebles, when Klopp said he'd win a league at Liverpool, when Wenger said we go invincible, when Jose said he would do certain things, they laughed. Laugh at me. Clip it up. Because when Brazil win, I don't want to hear you lots of apologies. I don't want none of you to say sorry. I don't want anyone to ask me the lottery numbers. When Brazil win this in 2026, yeah, don't bread me. This is all AI. You can tell this ain't really DG. Yeah, it is what it is. And on that note, though, people, I'm just wary that at 4 p.m. we go live again. So I want to give you a lot of cooling off break, man. So yeah, big up you lot. Big up anyone who done the raids, man. Big Six Bands, views on sport. Big up you lot that are here, you lot that have engaged, all of that. The conversation shifts towards DJB and Kenny. It's a chance for me to go over a lot of these things. But like you lot, just shut up and hear what other people have to say era's come to an end. That's why football's back, bro. Brazil's back, bro. I don't want to hear that. So yeah, I'm back at 4 p.m, man. God bless you all. Hope you all had a great start to the week. Hope you lot all have a safe journey and travels and safe in whatever you lot are doing. And yeah, man, Alberta, if we're looking for depth, I know someone to sign you now. It's the like, subscribe, and all.